Is there anyone else out there in their 40s like me who feels kind of invisible?
Welcome back to Mindy, fellas. Today, we're diving into single women over 30. Finally realize they hit the wall as they become invisible to men. Yeah, it's one of those episodes. Grab your snacks, grab your sanity, and let's watch the delusion collide with reality in 4K. Let's get into it.
So I'm 31. Actually, I'm 30. I'm going to be 31 in 2 weeks, but almost there anyways. And I'm still single and never been married, no kids. And I do want all of those things, but I feel like it's not talked about enough. Kind of like the weird period when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, and pretty much everyone you know is married with kids, and they're pretty much like settled in life, or so it seems, and you just feel like you are completely at a different stage. And it's like you want those things, but I also don't want to settle, and I don't want to just find the first person that's like willing to get married and have kids just to say that I did that. I'm wanting to wait and, wait for the person that can give me what I need and what I deserve, because I know that I bring a lot to the table and I'm expecting that from someone else as well. But no one talks about this like weird in-between time where you're content with your life and you're happy and you find joy in yourself and in your life and you feel fulfilled, but at the same time it's like you're longing for that partnership and that family and for that life. And it's just such a weird thing, and it's such a weird time in my life where like some days I'm super happy and content and like I'm fine if I'm single for the rest of my life and I'm fine if I don't have kids. But then other times I think about it and it's like I'm gonna be 31 in 2 weeks and the biological clock is a real thing, and just not knowing if like that's in the cards for me is kind of a weird place to be at. And I know that it's all in God's hands, it's all in God's timing, and there's just things that we cannot control in life. But I feel like it's just not talked about enough for, the people that are kind of in my situation. So yeah, if anyone else is feeling like this, let me know.
Bruh, this is the classic I'm 30 plus, single, no kids, never married, but I deserve the perfect man speech. She's talking about this weird in-between phase, like it's some mysterious spiritual journey. Nah, that's just the wall tapping her on the shoulder. You can't say I don't want to settle when the market is already settling you. And this whole, I bring a lot to the table line? Every woman says that right before realizing men ain't lining up like they used to. Clock's ticking, reality's kicking, but hey, at least she's content sometimes.
I'm 33, child-free and single. I'm also really ambitious. And when people try to make sense of all of this, they often place a lot of negative judgment, often a projection of what they're thinking about themselves. This is some of what I've either been told to my face or it's been implied. And the first thing I have to say is, if you have experienced this, let me just comfort you by saying, all magnets are metal, but not all metals are magnets. We're all made of the same stuff, but we're not all going to be attracted to each other. I would rather you focus on increasing how magnetic you are, how magnetic your energy is, and what is supposed to be for you will surely be attracted to you then. But I've been told that I have got masculine energy because I have chosen to focus on my business and not be sad about not having a man and children. And because I have big goals in my business, especially my goal to make 100K in a month, it makes me masculine. Specifically, I have masculine energy. That's what I've been told. And that I am money hungry. But actually, I think it's incredible for a woman to wake up with a daily appetite.
Bro, she's single, chasing 100,000 a month, and suddenly that's masculine energy. Nah, that's just ambition. Men aren't lining up because she skipped the relationship checklist, not because she's too masculine.
All right, single girlies in the 30s, come in, hurry up, quickly, sit down. Let's talk about it. Dating in your 30s is kind of like a shocking experience. I don't know about y'all, but like I never saw myself here, right? I never thought I would be here. In fact, when I went to college 10 plus years ago, I made up in my mind, I was like, I'm leaving here with a degree in a man. I'm leaving here with something like a whole new bachelor with degrees. I'm leaving here with my husband. And in fact, I did freshman year meet what I thought was my husband, and it didn't work out after 10 plus years. But nonetheless, I'm just thinking right now, like, I never saw myself dating in my 30s. And this, every time I get dressed for a date, I'm shocked. Utter disbelief. Like, is this my life? Hey, how are you? What's your favorite color? What? 30?
Bro, she really thought college was a husband factory, and now she's 30-something shocked she's still dressing for dates. 10 years with the future husband down the drain. And now every date got her in utter disbelief, like, is this really my life? Yeah, that's the wall tapping her shoulder again.
Is there anyone else out there in their 40s like me who feels kind of invisible? Like, I'm not as cute as I was in my 20s and 30s. I'm definitely not as fit as I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't have as much hair as I used to have. It's literally falling off like the top of my head. Oh! Ah! It's falling off the top of my head. I just spit everywhere. Not as graceful as I used to be. And like the hair that is growing back in, it's gray, which is fine. I'm good with going gray. I've had this gray streak in my hair for a really long time and I've just been rocking it. But like, I don't have any more eyebrows. I don't have any more eyelashes.
Bro, she hit her 40s and suddenly realized the attention economy ain't the same anymore. Talking about feeling invisible, hair falling out, eyebrows gone, yeah. That's just reality showing up with no warning label. Men peak later. Women tend to lose that automatic spotlight earlier. It's not hate, it's just the market turning the lights down. Tough truth, but that's what happens when youth was the whole strategy.
I already know that only hyper-independent, chronically single women are going to understand what I'm about to say. Do any of you guys also think about like wanting to get married one day, but then the thought of not being single one day make you so sad? Like, it makes me grieve. Like, I genuinely am like, not because I'm unhealed, but because I love being alone. Like, I just love my little quaint, peaceful, and not like I'm outside, okay? I'm a homebody. I don't leave my house. So the thought of having to like leave my house and entertain another human being, share the air that I am breathing with another human being, and like not be so independent, not like we're gonna ever lose our independence, but like we're gonna have to give a little, you know, adjust, and like not be so comfortable being alone. I can be alone, me, my dog, and God for the rest of my life, and I will be content, okay? But obviously I know that I want to get married one day, and I'm 31, so it's like I'm reaching the age where I'm like, all right, you gotta like snap out of this. But I don't want to, but like I do. You know what I mean? Like this, do you know what I mean?
Bro, she's 31 and acting like letting a man breathe the same air is a hostage situation. Wants marriage, but loves being alone. Hyper-independent. No compromise. Yeah, that's why she's chronically single. Men hear this and go, keep the dog. I'm good.
Last summer, I worked on a ranch in the middle of nowhere in Montana for the summer. It was a little seasonal gig post-grad, saving up money to return to LA to follow my dreams. Obviously, I wasn't going there searching for the love of my life. I didn't know who else was going to be taking this sort of job. I was going to save up money. However, when the cute cowboy walked in the first week, was I like, you know, I wouldn't be mad if he liked me. Yes, that thought did pop into my brain. However, he immediately went for one of my coworkers who quite literally could not be any more different than me. So I was like, okay, clearly I'm not his type. That's fine. However, she leaves within one week of this 5-month experience. She leaves. So again, the thought popped into my brain. Something could happen, you know? He's my age. He's single. I'm single. He's got nothing to do after work, just like me. Since we're on the top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere in Montana, like something could happen. We have 5 months here. A month goes by. He doesn't show a single ounce of interest. I'm like, you know, maybe it's a slow burn. Right? Month and a half. Still absolutely nothing. A little bit more time goes by. we're all hanging out together one night because we're in the middle of nowhere on the top of a mountain in Montana and there's nothing to do after work except for hang out with each other. We're all hanging out. This man stands up. He says, okay, guys, bye. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go? Where are you going? Where are you going? We all ask him, where are you going? What do you mean? Goodbye. Work is over. You just ate dinner. You have absolutely nothing to go do. What do you mean? He says he's going on a date. Huh? What do you mean you're going on a date? A date? What do you mean you're going on a date? We are on the top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere in Montana. What do you mean you're going on a date? He says he's driving to town 2 hours, 7 p.m. at night, 2 hours into town to go on a date with a girl he met on Bumble. This man is desperate enough to download a dating app to try to find potential suitors hours away before he even considers me. Desperate enough to drive hours away to go on a date with a girl he met on Bumble. But not desperate enough to get with me, to even try with me, to even consider me. Listen, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but was I his age? The only girl there, single his age? Yeah. Was I available? Yeah. Was I even kind of showing him that I might be yeah. I wasn't pursuing him. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't pursuing him. But sometimes I really try to gaslight myself out of believing the things that I believe about myself because they're not things that maybe I want to believe about myself. But then things like this happen over and over and over again. And I can't blame my brain for believing that. Dear subconscious, I'm sorry for gaslighting you. I agree. My conscious mind, we agree. Because how else do you explain situations like what happened with this man in Montana that have happened to me over and over and over again? Either I'm just so disgusting when they do consider me for 1 second that they immediately, no, absolutely never. Or they just never, ever even consider me for a second. They just immediately discard me.
I am almost 30 years old and I've never had a boyfriend. And I am embarrassed about that. I actually truly am embarrassed about that. I'm kind of in shock I'm even admitting it on the internet right now. But I'm 30 years old and I've never had a boyfriend. I don't even think there's ever been a man in my life who's been interested in me beyond just my body. 100%. And that has developed into some deep-rooted insecurities. I have never even had a man have a crush on me. Ever. I didn't have a Valentine growing up. I didn't have any of that. Never had a school boyfriend. Didn't even have my first kiss until I was 22 years old. And it was the same night I lost my virginity. Was the day I had my first real kiss. Like, where someone actually kissed me. I had a kiss in a truth or dare game one time when I was 17 years old. And it was that. But I'm talking a real kiss. And the thought of being almost 30 and never having had a boyfriend and no prospects of it genuinely terrifies me. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to live alone. I enjoy being single, but it is not how I want to spend the rest of my life. I want a boyfriend and I want a family. And I think sometimes I feel like women who are single and are happy to be single, like I don't think there's anything wrong with being single. I'm fine with being single right now. I just don't want to be single forever. And I feel like we're not allowed to ever say that, you know? Like, I am single now, but I don't want to be single forever. I'm happy where I am now, but I don't want to stay here forever. And I feel like we're not allowed to say that. So I'm saying it. I'm almost 30, never had a boyfriend, and I want one. Speak it into existence, I guess.
Bruh. She's almost 30, never had a boyfriend, and suddenly the panic button is getting smashed. Whole time she thought being single is fine, until she hit the age where men aren't knocking like they used to. Now it's, I don't want to be alone forever. This is exactly what dudes talk about. Ignore the dating market in your 20s. Then act shocked at 30 when reality shows up like, hey, remember me? Wanting a man is fine, but pretending it didn't matter until now. Yeah, that's why she's scared.